Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty wild. A system that suggests an ancient alphabet isn't just for writing. It's actually a map of cosmic balance.
So let's just start with this. What if an alphabet wasn't just, a tool for writing? What if buried inside its structure was a perfect, symmetrical system that could explain the balance of, well, everything?
All right, so let's get right into it. To even begin building this blueprint, we need a foundation. And for this system, that foundation is the 30-letter Serbian Cyrillic alphabet.
So the very first thing we do is lay out all 30 letters in a straight line, kind of like a ruler. Each letter gets its own number, its own spot, starting from 1 and going all the way to 30.
Now, this isn't just some random list of letters, right? This is our x-axis. And according to this whole idea, it represents the linear flow of time, of manifestation itself. It all starts with the A, the alpha, and it moves all the way to the end, to the Shah, which is seen as the omega.
Okay, so we have our axis. Now we get to the master rule. This is the one single, really elegant principle that governs this entire structure and brings order to it all. And it's called the law of the sum 31. This is the absolute key, you guys. It's what creates this perfect symmetry across the whole alphabet. It's a simple idea, but as you'll see, it's incredibly powerful.
So here's how it works, and this is the crucial part. You take the very first letter, A, which is at position 1, and you pair it with the very last letter, Shah, at position 30. And what do you get when you add them up? 31, right? And this pattern holds true for every single pair. The second letter, B, at position 2, it pairs with the second to last, J, at position 29. And what's the sum? Yep, 31 again. This just keeps going all the way to the very center.
So this number, 31, it's not just random. It is the mathematical constant here. It's the unbreakable law that holds this whole elegant system together.
All right, let's keep going and see how this actually builds a visual structure. Now that we've got our pairs all set up, we can start to see the beautiful geometry that connects them.
Get this. Every single one of those pairs, like our first one, A and Shah, becomes the base for two identical equilateral triangles. One points up into positive territory, and the other points down into the negative. It creates this absolutely perfect mirror image right there above and below our axis. And this is where it gets really symbolic, because it perfectly illustrates the concept of duality. That upward triangle, pointing to a value of positive 31, that represents something constructive. Think of a mountain or daytime. And the downward triangle, pointing to negative 31, well, that's its natural opposite, an abyss or nighttime. You can't have one without the other.
Okay, and here is where the math really shows its genius. For every single pair, you have the positive energy of that upward triangle, that's plus 31, and the negative energy of the downward one, minus 31. So what happens when you add them together? They cancel each other out perfectly. The result is always 0. We're talking about a system in a state of absolute, total equilibrium.
But okay, this isn't just a cool math trick or some abstract geometry. The system says that within this perfectly balanced structure, certain pairs create vertical lines, verticals that carry really deep symbolic meaning.
So for example, take the pair E, which is the 7th letter, and U, the 24th. Together, they form what's called the EU vertical. And this is seen as a major threshold, the line that symbolically separates day from night. Another big one is the I and S pair. This forms the I-S vertical, and it's interpreted as a symbol for things like inner strength or essential information.
So, what's holding this whole beautiful, symmetrical thing together? What's the linchpin? Well, if we look right at the very middle of our line, the answer is waiting for us. It's the keystone.
Right there in the center, you have the pair M at position 15 and N at position 16. And of course, what do they add up to? 31. This isn't just another pair, though. This is the absolute core of the system, its central point of equilibrium. The source material even calls it the pulsating heart of the alphabetical mandala. And just when you think you've got it all mapped out, the source material throws a curveball. It says that this entire structure we've just built, it's only one way of looking at it. It's described as just the western side of the medal, which, wow, implies that you could rearrange these same letters along totally different axes and reveal entirely new dimensions of meaning.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought, doesn't it? If a system this elegant, this symmetrical, can be found hidden inside something we see every day like an alphabet, well, it makes you wonder. What other hidden blueprints, what other master rules, are just waiting out there for us to discover in the world all around us?